Good afternoon. Sava here from Football Heritage TV. Stewie as well from Football Heritage TV. Just having a little chill out. Today, I wanted to talk to you about Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, for me, is the one that got away. Everyone knows I'm a huge fan of Jack Grealish. And of all the signings that Spurs fans go, oh, well, we could have got this if Levy had paid a bit more. And we could have got that. When I look at the likes of Skriniar and the likes of Mane and the likes of whoever else you want to chuck into that mixture, you know, there was talks that we could have had Tielemans at the time, Willian, all of these different players. For me, the biggest miss, should I say, was Jack Grealish. I think he's a tremendous footballer. And I think to go along with that, I think he just looks absolutely fantastic to have around the dressing room, doesn't he? He's got a wonderful personality. He calls the game as it is. He's selfless. He works so hard. For anyone who doubts this man, for anyone that all they can say is, oh, but look at his stats, then they don't understand what Jack Grealish does for a team. This man came into Man City last year with this huge price tag over his head, £100 million. And everyone said, oh, what a waste of money. They don't need him. They've got better. He's not performed. And many people were saying, well, hang on. If you know Pep Guardiola, this is what he does. He brings in players. Year one is that settling period. They play sparingly. They're in, they're out, they're in, they're out. Year two is when he gives them their consistent run of games and you start to see them shine. Funnily enough, that is what's happened here. And that will continue to happen with Pep Guardiola signings. That's what he does. But Jack Grealish is an enigma because people think that because he's not the player he was at Villa, that he's not as good as what he was at Villa. And I see it completely opposite. People loved that he was the Lone Ranger, so to speak. He was the maverick at Aston Villa. Every time someone got the ball, no matter where they were on the pitch, they looked for Grealish and they got it to him and he'd try and cut in and score or beat three men and dribble past players. And everyone truly believed they were going to see that again for Man City. But that's not how Pep plays. Everyone knows that. That's not the type of football. They kill you. Death by passes. Pass. Retain possession. Work hard to get it back. It's that 5-second rule that he had at Barcelona. The Barcelona coaches all talk about it. It's that 5-second rule. Lose possession, get it back in 5 seconds. Harass them, harry them, press them, whatever. Close them down. Win the ball back. And what we're seeing this year from Jack Grealish is that he's kind of made that spot on the left-hand side his own. And that it was Phil Foden's, who's another tremendous player, but it was Phil Foden's. Now it's Grealish. Every big game, every important game, Grealish is the go-to. He plays nearly week in, week out. And what a wonderful player he is. Is he going to get you 20 goals a season? Is he going to get you 20 assists? No. But he's got this ability that not many footballers in the Premier League have. It's that ability to run with the ball into the channels, drag defenders with him, make them commit fouls, hold possession, drag your team further up the pitch because they know he's going to hold on to it. They know he's clever enough to shield it. He's strong as well, shields the ball. But technically, he's a wonderful, wonderful footballer. For me, he'd be up there as one of the players of the season. I think he's absolutely sublime. Now, people will just go, oh, stats, goals, assists. But for me, what this man does is way more than goals, way more than assists. I think he's an absolute essential cog in the wheel. Now, let's bring this back to Tottenham Hotspur. We could have had him. And all the reports at the time were that we bid, I believe it was like 20, 25 million. And that if we had bid 5 more million, we would have had him from Aston Villa. In true Spurs style, we didn't sign him. Levy didn't take that plunge. Levy didn't put that last 5 million down. Then Aston Villa were bought out, and the rest is history. Another in a long line of failed signings that have then gone on to be excellent. Sadio Mane is another example that we talked about earlier. Went to Liverpool, the rest is history. Look at, he won everything at Liverpool. The league, Champions League, this, that, the other. So, how many more of these are we going to get wrong? How many players than we have got the chance are we going to fail to get over the line? Because for me, this is what Spurs need to be. Spurs can't compete for signings like Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice. I don't even believe anymore we can compete for signings like James Maddison, because I think he's going to have a bigger queue going around the block than Tottenham Hotspur, the likes of Newcastle now, the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City. They will all want James Maddison. I think Spurs' best bet is what we did with the Aaron Lennons, the Michael Dawsons, the Tommy Huddlestons, the Gareth Bales. You can keep that list going. But getting them when they're younger, when they've got a bit of a reputation, but they're not that 50, 60, 70 million pound player. And that's what I think we need to do. Get them when they're 15, 20 million pounds. Get them when they're 10 million. Kim Min-jae, is another example of a player that we turned down. Now look at him. He's an absolute beast in that Napoli defence. And most of the clubs in Europe are going to be in a race to try and sign this guy. This is what we simply got to do. Will Levy ever change his colours? Does a leopard ever change its spots? Hopefully with Slot coming in, it's looking like it's going to be Slot, with a new director of football, this is what they can unearth. And good clubs do this really well. You look at these German clubs. You look at the likes of Dortmund, Frankfurt, Hoffenheim. You can go through them all, RB Leipzig. You look at the Italian clubs. Even teams in the Premier League, they have good directors of football and scouts that find these players, unearth them, and then turn them into the gems they are. This is what we need to do, and this is my hope. But what I would say is Jack Grealish really has shut up his doubters. And if anyone still doubts Jack Grealish, I really do question their belief or understanding of football, because this guy is amazing. I've had people say to me, he's proved me wrong this year. I don't think he proved anyone wrong. I think it was always there, but people just didn't understand the way he plays, and everyone didn't understand Pep's philosophy. Soon to be a treble winner. He's 3 games away from winning a treble. Let that sink in. From Villa to City in 2 years and winning a treble. Can he do it? Can they do it? Can Tottenham start unearthing more Jack Grealishes from across the world? Let me know what you think. Please like, please subscribe, and I will catch you over the weekend, and we'll be back on Sunday night for the Spurs review. Take care, and as always, come on you Spurs.